my worst hangover story ever comes from when I was a bartender. One night after our shift, the whole staff of the restaurant went out drinking. It was what I like to call a Noah's Ark night. I had 2 of every animal. And right around 3:30 in the morning, I said, oh no, I have a brunch shift tomorrow at 10 in the morning. That's going to be a nightmare. But I had a solution. I'm 2 blocks from the restaurant. I'll just go sleep there. We had a couch in a garden that would have been a lovely place to sleep. What happened next is truly gone. I did wake up at the restaurant, not on the couch, but asleep behind the bar. I'd sweat through my shirt, my hair was crazy, and I woke up an hour and a half late for my shift. The restaurant was open. People were enjoying their brunch. Somehow no one had noticed me asleep back there, so I'm panicking, and I say, I've got to apologize to the manager. Has anybody seen him? And they said, don't worry about it. Cliff's not gonna know. Cliff is asleep on the couch in the garden. He was out with you last night. And to this day, I resent him beating me to that couch.
My worst hangover story comes from when I was studying abroad in Berlin, Germany on a class trip. I had never drank in my life, and I walked into a bar. 2 beautiful women looked at me and said, hey, you kind of look like Jesse McCartney. Let's buy you a shot. And then after 1 shot, I was like, yeah, maybe I am Jesse McCartney. By shot 4, I was singing to the bar. Shot 5, I was signing autographs. Ended up at my apartment at 4 a.m., realizing I had to get on a train at 6 a.m. I get on the train only to find out that there's no AC, so I am now sporting a hangover in 90-degree weather. Got to Dresden, thought I'd be able to go back to the hotel and take a nap, but instead went on a 4-hour walking tour with my entire class, still on 1.5 hours of sleep and still very hungover.
My worst hangover story would have to be my 23rd birthday. I decided to camp on the beach, and it was great. It was absolutely beautiful. No one's around. It's just my friends and my dog. It's picture perfect. We make a little campfire. We're roasting marshmallows, having a bunch of drinks, just getting super slammed. And that's when it's a little fuzzy, and we wake up at 5 a.m. to a freak windstorm. It was 50 to 60 mile an hour winds just slamming the tent back and forth over us. And mind you, I'm very hungover. It was my birthday the night before, and all I want to do is stay asleep. So I try and convince everyone that that's what we should do. We should just wait it out. It's all gonna pass. But my dog's like, nah, we can't stay here. So we have to fight this tent from the wind as the poles break. It's basically a parachute with broken pieces of sharp plastic attached to it. So ultimately we just kind of push it towards the car, shove it in the back around my dog, then drive the car home about an hour through mostly rural farmland that reeks of onions and manure. Terrible hangover. Still probably my best birthday.
My worst hangover story was my 21st birthday, of course. I remember taking a shot with one of my friends and then setting it down and then waking up in my bed with a trash can with all my friends around me. And I was just like, what happened? And then I see this giant chunk of my hair on the floor, and my friend had to admit that she had cut my hair the night before. I was like, okay, well, cool. Happy birthday to me.
My worst hangover came back when I was tutoring, and one night I went out and I got super drunk for no reason. And the next day I had forgotten that I had a tutor, so I had to go into the classroom with 15 little children just totally hungover. And these kids are out of control. I have one kid up on a table just screaming. Everybody else is just running around, banging on things, throwing things. It's like they know that I'm hungover and they're trying to mess with me. And then the only good one out of them, the tiny little runt of the litter, came up to me with her sad little eyes and was like, everybody's being so loud. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm hungover. You aren't. What's your excuse? What's your problem? Go sit down. Draw a tooth. And this, of course, was the day that the kids' parents come in. So now I have to be tutoring the kids and also showing the parents what a great tutor I am. But of course, this is the point where then the kids start correcting me. I was pointing out bones and they knew that it wasn't the right bone. And the little bit of lesson that I did get out was totally inaccurate. It was a complete mess. The worst hangover I have ever had. Thanks for watching! This video is brought to you by Vita Coco, which would have made any of these hangover stories a lot less terrible. I'm hungover right now, so that's where I'm at.